Hello everyone and welcome to the Open Iftar 2022. Thank you for joining us today on Zoom, Facebook and YouTube. My name is Adnan, I'll be your host this evening and joining me also will be Farah as well. Hi Farah, can you hear me?
Assalamu alaikum, Adnan. How are you doing?
Very well, very well. How are you?
Good, alhamdulillah.
Good. So we have a very exciting event planned today and I won't give an introduction yet, but I think everyone's already seen. It'll be a quick along. And before we get started, I just want to be able to thank our media partners for this year, which is the Islam channel. So a big special welcome to everyone joining us on the Islam channel, Facebook and YouTube streams as well. It's a pleasure to have you all with us today. Also want to be able to thank Arts Council UK, who've helped us to really continue this program throughout Ramadan. So without your support, we wouldn't really be here as well, and everyone else involved. And this includes our virtual open iftar as well. So every night in Ramadan, not only do we have this program happening, but we've also got the Ramadan Late course taking place for the first 18 days of Ramadan. The final thing I want to also say as well is online, you can go on rtb.com and you can get involved with the My Open Iftar Pack for 2021. Lots of cool little perks for there as well. It goes towards charity. A lot more information is online. So definitely go out and check that out as well. So the final thing from me before I pass on to you, Farah, is for those that have joined before, they know Virtual Open Iftar is a very interactive process, and actually we want it to be as interactive as possible. Therefore, everyone joining us, we encourage you to share your faces, put your videos on, and really get involved. You can have a message in the message chat at the bottom. Tell us how you're doing, where you're from, all that sort of stuff. Or equally, you can come on and interact with us as well. So, I mean, just to go through Zoom housekeeping, there's options at the bottom that says reactions. You can use that to either put your thumbs up. You can also raise your hand if you want to ask a question, or if you want to simply get involved. So those are all really good ways to get involved. And then our team at the back end as well can also unmute you once you're ready to go. Right, that's everything from me. So I'll pass on to you, Farah.
Assalamu alaikum. So excited to have Adnan cooking again. For those who remember, we had Adnan join with his nani last year and with Asma, and this year we've got his granddad joining us, who I hear is a family chef. So we're really excited to have Adnan and his granddad join us in Asma today. Thank you everyone, and for those who are watching Islam channel from home, we'd love to keep it interactive as Adnan said. So hop on the Zoom, go to RamadanTentProject.com, hop on Zoom, and we'd love to have you interact with us. So before we begin the program today, I'm just going to run through the agenda. So we have Asma, who's going to be cooking 4 different types of potatoes, and if you can join in, it'll be great to see what your final dishes are like. And we'll keep it interactive, doing Q&A throughout, and we're going to have Adhan at 8:06 today. So before we begin, we have Maria. Now, Maria is a campaign coordinator from Islamic Relief, and she's going to give us a little talk about environment and climate change. So over to you, Maria. Thank you for joining us today. Oh, Maria, I'm just waiting for you to unmute yourself. Here you go.
That will always be the word, wouldn't it? Unmute yourself. Assalamu alaikum everyone, and Ramadan Mubarak to you. Just to sort of give you a bit of a background on our Islamic Relief's campaign this year. Ramadan is traditionally supposed to be a time of self-reflection where we look at our connection with Allah, but also address harmful habits. Unfortunately, during Ramadan, we also see an influx of meat consumption and plastic wastage. And this is something that Islamic Relief has been really looking at and trying to address over the past few years, but certainly this year with the Eco Ramadan campaign and also with the launch of the Meat Free Fortnight challenge. Essentially, meat consumption accounts for 15% of global carbon emissions, and really, as Muslims, as the custodians of the earth, as the Quran says, we should be taking we should be at the forefront of that action and that fight against climate change. The Meat Free Fortnight Challenge is the last 14 days of Ramadan, And essentially what we're saying is you go meat-free for those 14 days and you get your friends and family to sponsor you. And the money raised goes back into tree planting and sustainable livelihoods projects to sort of elevate people from poverty, but also address, climate issues that a lot of people face. It's essentially bringing us back to our faiths, back to our roots. A lot of our ancestors were very much engaged in gardening and living very sustainable, climate conscious livelihoods. So it's really doing that and sort of putting Muslims at the forefront of climate action. To find out more information about the meat-free fortnight challenge or how you can get involved or engage with it, I'm going to drop a link in the chat now. And yeah, keep a lookout on socials. If you are engaging, please hashtag meat-free fortnight, and wishing you all a very happy Ramadan, inshallah.
Thank you so much, Maria. Adnan, I believe you are possibly ready to go. And Asma as well. So a little bit about Asma for those who don't know about Asma. So Asma is advisory board member for Ramadan Tent Project as well. And she's a chef patron at Darjeeling Express, which we're really all looking forward to finish. Sorry, not finished, to eat at. Clearly I've got Ramadan brain. To eat at now that, lockdown is easing off. So without much further ado, over to you, Asma. Adnan, are you ready, set to go?
I'm here in the kitchen. I've got the potatoes as well, and my granddad's with me as well.
Asma, do you want to let us know what we're cooking today?
So the thing is that, we are going to cook because time is of the essence. We're going to cook 2 dishes. Adnan, who was brilliant last time with grandmother, I believe is now with grandfather. Cooking. So, Assalamu alaikum. I love this when grandparents. So the thing is, it's actually a very simple dish because sometimes it is actually very hard to cook a lot at the last minute because I at least find it I'm very hungry and I'm impatient. So, Adnan, have you boiled the potatoes? Can you show me whether you boiled your potatoes? Okay, good. So I need you to. This is very important that this is how you should boil potatoes in the skin. Never cut the potatoes and boil them because I know a lot of people do that and basically it absorbs so much moisture. It's really not happy. So Adnan, I want you or your grandfather to peel the potatoes and cut them into kind of squares. We're going to use all those potatoes to make 2 different kinds of potato dishes, aloo dishes. One is a Kaju Aloo. So while Adnan is actually peeling and cutting the potatoes, I just wanted to read, how important it is that you boil the potatoes whole. This is very important because it allows the potato to stay moist without getting water into it. Add some salt in the water if you can remember, because that just improves the quality of the potatoes. The potatoes have a bit of salt in it and you basically need to cut them into chunks. Now, the advantage of something like this is really, really good if you are entertaining or if you are, going to make this last minute for your iftari. So the first one Adnan, is it okay if I go through the Kaju Aloo? What would you have preferred to make first?
Yeah, Kaju Aloo sounds good. Did you say put the salt in the water?
If you remember, otherwise it's okay. I mean, if you had salt in the water, it doesn't matter. But is your potatoes boiled or are you going to boil them now?
They'll be boiled, yeah.
Okay, fine. So the thing is that after that, they need the skin taken off and cut into cubes. The most important thing is the cubes should all be cut in the same size. Otherwise, what will happen is that one of them that are smaller is going to start disintegrating and the big one will just look ugly and out of place. You want them all to kind of look okay, but don't be too kind of particular. As long as they kind of look squarish, same size-ish, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. So the Kaju Aloo, the ingredients that you need to prepare, and onions, again, it's a very forgiving dish. I picked this because, you need to cut them into chunks. Finely chopping onions while you're fasting is no fun. Already it's a tough day. You're thirsty. You don't want to make your life more difficult. So the onions for the Kaju Aloo have to be cut like this. Adnan, are you seeing the aloo, the onions?
I'm doing the potatoes, but do you mean to cut the onions as well?
Yes, but when you do cut them, they need to be a little chunky pieces.
Okay, chunky.
So I'm just going to go through, explaining how you cook this. But
Asma, is that chunky slices or chunky squares?
chunky squares.
Adnan to have them in. Adnan, chunky squares.
Chunky squares. I can't see what Adnan is doing. Is he cutting them in chunky slices?
We're going to soon find out, I think. To be confirmed.
Adnan, he's disappeared. Okay. I'm just going to continue. Adnan, show me what your onion looks like.
This is
It's a piece of onion.
Oh no! Cut it! Yeah,
Which is
Allah.
chunky squares.
Where's your nanny? Bring your nanny in.
She couldn't join us today, sadly.
Huh? No nanny today.
No nanny today. No nanny.
Okay. Someone else's nanny as well? No? Won't do? Neighbor's nanny? Okay.
So the nanny, bring them on.
Yeah. So when you eventually cut your onion, Adnan Baba, look at me. Adnan.
Yeah.
This, yeah? Have you understood? Square, chunky bits.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, how big, Asma, just so he knows? Is it 1 centimeter by
It's a 1 inch.
1 inch? So 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters.
Yeah. Centimeters, I don't know. I grew up in India. I don't get it. You can kind of guess, okay? 1 inch with finger, okay? 1 inch, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, chunky bits. This is going to be real fun, okay? My God, okay.
You know.
Aloo, also like this pieces, all right?
Yep, big chunky bits.
Yeah, chunky pieces. I'm just very worried what chunky pieces you're cutting. But anyway, never mind. Okay, I'm just going to buy you. Oh, yes. Well done. Yes.
Yeah,
Good boy.
Good, Adnan.
Well done, Adnan, and the aloo as well. No, it's not because I don't trust you. It's just that this is the most essential bit. You cut the wrong size, then you're kind of running backwards. You're trying to kind of, so it's best to kind of get this bit right. And then everything else can be rectified if you make any mistakes, but you won't. Inshallah, you'll be fine. Okay, so Adnan, you ignore me while you're doing this bit. I'm saying all the other bits that I know already have prepared, okay? I'm just explaining. So over here it's going to fall because it's a bit, this is the green chilies and the ginger paste. Do you have that ready, Adnan?
Grind it together.
Grind it together.
The ginger.
Yeah, so you need that. And then you need the haldi, turmeric, which you will have, I know. Don't worry, because I know that's fine. And then the kaju is basically cashew nuts. I'm loving this, I have no idea. I have no idea what a big thing he's bought. Adnan, what was that? What did you bring?
Haldi.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's got more than enough, Asma.
No, you know that you just need a teaspoon, right? Just 1 teaspoon. Yeah. Okay. Just checking. Okay. The kaju is cashew nut. And unusually in this dish, we're using it almost like a spice. We're using it with curry patta. You have curry patta, fresh one?
I don't think I do, no.
You don't have curry patta?
No.
Curry leaves.
No, Adnan.
Never mind. It's fine. If you don't have it, you don't have it.
Got mixed herbs.
It's fine if you don't have it. You have this mustard seed?
We have
black mustard seed? Huh?
We have mustard seed.
Can you tell everyone what curry patta is, Asma, for those who
Yeah. So
we
the
use
curry
it, but
patta
the audience know.
the curry patta that Adnan doesn't have is in the recipe. It is, don't worry, your aloo will taste very nice, even though it doesn't have the curry patta. So curry patta is curry leaves. Please do not buy them dry. They are fresh. They have a beautiful fragrance. If you squeeze it, it has this, it's hard to describe. It's most similar to kaffir lime leaf in kind of flavor and oils. It's a leaf which has oils in it. So really you should use it fresh. So I know Adnan is getting everything else together, but essentially the potatoes, which are just boiled, and they're going to be cut in cubes, and the onions, which are in chunks. You start off by heating. Adnan, don't worry if you're not doing it, okay? I'm just explaining how it's made, okay? So once you boil the potatoes, cut them up, you've got the onions cut up, you've got the paste of the ginger and the chilies ready, you've got the turmeric ready, you've got the curry patta, the mustard seeds, and the kaju, which is the cashew nuts. You start off by putting in all of this, which is the curry patta, the mustard seeds, and the kaju. It's very, very important not to burn cashew nuts. And I know they're very expensive. If you burn them, throw them. because they will not flavor, they will have a burnt, bitter taste to your aloo. That's the last thing you want. So if they have burnt, remove them. It's okay. Just you won't have them in the dish. It's not the end of the world. The curry patta, if you do not have them, like Adnan doesn't have them, it's also, you don't need to replace it with anything. It's really something you can't replace anything with. You know, kaffir lime leaf, maybe not such a good idea. So those are all the flavors that go into the oil, and then you put in the onions, and then the paste of the ginger and the green chilies, and you need to put the haldi. Yeah.
Oil first, Adnan.
Adnan, where are you right now?
Yeah, so I've got the onions, I've got the potatoes, I've got all the haldi, I've got the ginger paste as well. There's more potatoes coming if you need, but I can start the frying pan if you want, or you want to call it?
Yeah, so that in a pan, you start off putting in your kaju and your mustard seeds.
With oil, Asma, or without oil, so Adnan?
With oil.
With oil, Adnan, not dry frying.
Okay.
Is it dry frying? Sorry.
Your curry patta will die if you dry fry it.
Oh, air fry. I've been seeing people air frying samosa. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about this here.
No, we shouldn't do that. We know the best samosas, right, Asma? African and fried.
Sorry, the chilies is just kind of getting into my. So, show me the oil. Show me the oil. I'm a bit worried.
How much oil do you put in? I'm gonna put in the standard classic vegetable oil.
Yeah. Vegetable oil. We are desis. We do not do olive oil.
How much, Asma?
Huh?
How much he's asking?
Around 2 tablespoons. I was going to say 1 tablespoon to sound healthy, but no. Who does 1 tablespoon? 2 tablespoons.
Okay, Asma, somebody wants to hear your opinion on air fryers. And
waste of space.
Air fryers. They're what?
It's a waste of space.
There you go, Sarah.
So, sorry, I just quickly asked Mark. I've got the oil, and you want me to put in the garlic, ginger, and the mustard seeds?
Yeah, and then you put in the onions, chunky onions, the haldi.
How much haldi do we put in?
And then the ginger and the chili paste.
1 teaspoon haldi. Asma, how much haldi?
Yeah, 1 teaspoon haldi. 1 teaspoon haldi or half teaspoon, depending on the kind of haldi you have. It was a very big box. Yeah. Half spoon. My God, I better not say 1 spoon to him. He'll like.
Half a teaspoon, Adnan. Half a teaspoon. Not a big one.
This one, if he adds extra, it's not the end of the world.
Okay.
It's the other bits I'm worried about. Adnan, what is the state of your... Okay. Tell me what's happened so far.
So we've got the oil, we've got the ginger paste, we've got the haldi, we've got the mustard seeds. I'm putting the onions in now.
Yeah.
And then
put it in.
No potatoes, yeah?
Put it all in, please. Yeah.
All in one go, Adnan.
Okay, it's all in.
I want to hear the noise. Why can't I hear that? Yes. Come on.
I'll bring the camera around in a second. 2 seconds.
Isa saying she has chili powder, not paste. Is that okay?
Yes.
It will do, Faiza.
It'll do. Do you have ginger? Ginger is very important.
Have you got the ginger, Faiza? Yes, she's got ginger. Okay, as long as you have the ginger. Have you got curry patta?
Yeah. This ginger is fine. So the thing is that you add a bit of water. Once all of this is frying, put in no garlic. Only ginger. Only ginger,
Faiza, no garlic. Oh dear.
It's okay. If you put it, it's okay. It's not it's a very forgiving dish, okay? So it's fun as long as you all cook it and you can eat it in 40 minutes. That's all I'm concerned about.
Nobody's going to have Kaju Aloo, are they?
I'm loving this. Okay. But the thing is, I try and teach my son remotely. My son is, I think, Adnan's age. And, Then he comes up with this dish, and I keep wondering, because he's in university, I wonder what it tasted like, because I never get to eat it. And he makes it like, Mama, Amma, I'll do this, Amma, I'll do that. I'm, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? I can't see what he's doing half the time. Anyway, so anyone else making this, if there are bits that you don't have, don't worry. Don't add extra bits if you can. But if you've added garlic is okay. But don't add other random bits from your kitchen, okay? Because that's not meant to go in this dish.
We need to stick to the plan, everyone.
Yeah. So the thing is that once once the base of everything is in your pan. Adnan, is it in your pan?
Everything's in the pan. I'm putting the potatoes in as well, yeah?
Yeah, but why am I not hearing your tail making a noise? Why am I not hearing the oil making a noise?
It needs to sizzle, Adnan.
Let me take you closer to the accent.
Is it sizzling? Can you hear it sizzle? I can't. I'm getting worried.
You can see it.
Okay, fine. Add the aloo. Have you added the turmeric?
Yep, it's all in there.
Yeah, fine. So now you stir it.
Gently toss it, right? As opposed to give a good old stir.
So the thing is that you want it all to be high heat. And then when it's very high heat, stir it completely, then cover it and cook it for 10 minutes covered, okay?
Without adding any water.
Yes, then you do need to add water.
Okay, good. I was just going to say, Adnan needs to know that.
Adnan, beta.
There's no
One
water.
cup of water.
There's no water. It's on
Okay.
high, and I'm going to stir it a little bit.
Adnan, you need 1 cup of water. So you have to cook it on a high heat, stir it, and then add a cup of water. Cold water or hot water, Asma?
Yeah.
Cold water.
1 cup of cold water, otherwise it will all burn.
Yeah, cup, huh? Not mug, huh? Cup, not mug.
Like a small glass.
Show me what you're doing.
I'll show you. Let me take you closer to the action as well. There's
No,
a
show me the size. No, this is a mug, beta. Half of that.
Half of it.
Half of that. Half, yes. I know this happens. You say cup and they give a mug. This is the Gora cup. Is not the same as the Desi mug. Cup and mug, there's a difference.
This is better than ready, steady, cook. Oh, by the way, Faiza's asking if the potatoes go in now. Yes, Faiza, put the potatoes in.
Yeah, put it in. Please put it in and then keep it on high heat. Put half a mug, okay? Or 1 cup. Let's keep it simple. Half a mug of cold water. Yeah. Of cold water.
Teacup. You have a teacup.
Yeah, or teacup. But listen, you guys all have a mug. So I'm not going to just say half a mug, okay? Because when I'm saying half a cup, you're giving up with this whole balti, which I don't want in the water. So then you stir it on high heat. Then lots of kind of steam will come out. And, oh God, what is Adnan taking? Is he taking more water? Adnan, don't add more water.
I'm not.
Okay, fine. Thank you. You stir it, and then when it's high heat, and then you cover it and cook it for 10 minutes. This should really be the end of your aloo. And then when you have to taste, you have to put in some salt, okay? Salt.
How much?
Is that now or after they've cooked?
No, you put it in now. Put half a teaspoon of salt, okay? Like teaspoon is a small one, huh? Teaspoon is not tablespoon. No, oh my God. No, don't show me that. Show me the size of your spoon. Hey, come back. Show me the size of your spoon. Oh no. So of that one, 1/4. Quarter.
Half a teaspoon or a quarter of a tablespoon. And should he cook it on high or should he cook it on low?
You should cook it on high, and then you should cover it and cook it on low for 10 minutes.
So after you add
the aloo is already cooked.
After you add the water, cover it and cook it on low. Adnan?
Okay, so I'm gonna cover it now and do it on low, okay?
Adnan.
Yes.
Can I just tell you one thing? You are amazing. You're doing a great job. Yes. Well done. You're going to get there. There's going to be an aloo cooked. How it will be, we don't know, but you're getting there. There's going to be an aloo dish with kaju, without curry patta, with some chilies, but some without. You're going to get there. It's going to become, you're going to have it.
As Asma says, it's going to be the end of the aloo.
I didn't mean it that way, but just kind of slipped out, yes.
all in there.
Okay, okay, that's fine. It's all, so now look around and see all the things that were meant for the Kaju Aloo have gone into the pan. There's nothing left out. Great. That is the biggest achievement. That everything that was meant to go in the pan has gone in. How it comes out, that's not a problem. But you put everything in, that's great.
Exactly.
Okay. MashaAllah, Mubarak, Mubarak. Now let's move to the next one. You want to take a breath, a deep breath? What is your poor grandfather doing? What are you making him do?
He was doing he's doing extra potatoes. There's more potatoes.
Oh yeah, potatoes for the next one. Okay, fine. Let me remove all of this. I'm feeling out of breath.
Asma, we have a problem. Faiza's put nearly all her potatoes in the first dish. So Faiza's asking, how many potatoes will she eat for the second dish? Because they've mostly gone into the first one.
I'll tell you what, just pick some up from the top.
Oh yeah, Faiza, take some out. Doesn't matter if they're a
Take
bit...
some out from the top.
How...
No one said 4. No. It was meant to be 4 ways, but as you can see, cooking one dish itself is challenging. Imagine trying to make Adnan cook 4 different types of aloo. We will all be ready to go into A&E at the end of it.
It will be the end of Adnan.
And also not fair. So it was just, I realized it was Adnan, so I had to kind of slightly change things. Not because I think you can't cook, Adnan. You did a really good job. It's just that, you've got to be realistic what Adnan and grandfather can do.
Asma,
So
We've got a hashtag pray for Adnan.
after this.
No, I thought Nani was going to cook. No, but really, the fact that you have put everything in and you haven't put all the potatoes in, you still have potatoes left. And, no, okay, fine. That's great. And I hope she's rescued some of the potatoes. You're doing really well. You're doing really well, and you should be very proud. And okay.
Faiza's asking what we're making next. Right.
Okay, fine. No, please be kind to Adnan. I'm giving him some time to breathe, huh? I'm ready. I'm just giving him a breather. Okay, so the next thing he's making, Adnan, is did you get the Panch Puran?
What's that? No, I haven't actually seen the list. I'm going with the flow. But what's this one, sorry? Can you show that closer to the screen?
Yeah, it's 5 seeds. It's a 5 seeds mix. What is your ethnicity? Are you Punjabi?
Yeah.
Okay, you're not gonna have this in your house then.
Okay.
Okay, so what you should do?
You're not going to have it in their house, what you say?
It's Panch Puran. It's Panch Puran, which Farah seems to have.
Yeah, I love it.
Ask your grandfather.
He doesn't know either. He doesn't know Panch Puran is. Panch Puran. We're African, he says.
I'm African too.
Okay. He's African.
Oh, Faiza has it. Faiza has Panch Puran. Could you let everyone know what's in the Panch Puran?
Adnan, do you ask your grandfather, do you have zira, sabat zira, like whole cumin?
Yeah, cumin, zira, we have, yeah.
Okay, and do you have methi seed?
Yeah, we have that as well, yeah.
Okay, and then do you have fennel? I'm explaining what is going into Panch Puran. Soft. So basically,
what's the other 2?
So you only need a pinch of it, only a 1/4 teaspoon, not that big chammach that you were having with the salt, a teaspoon, a 1/4 teaspoon, just a mix of seeds. Okay, so I'm going to go through what Panch Puran is. I mean, I just asked him whether it's Punjabi or not because I realized that he had not got the notes in time and won't have the Panch Puran. So Panch Puran is basically a spice that is used extensively in Bengal, Orissa, and Assam. It's a 5-seed spice, Panch. So these are 5 seeds, and it is Nigella seed, which is onion seed, the black one. Then you have fenugreek, which is methi seed, sauf, which is the one that looks like that, which most people recognize, zira, and in Bengal in specific, you have something called radhuni, which is a kind of unusual seed, which it's a seed of celery, they call it, but I don't even know what it is. But instead of that, traditionally Panch Puran that you get in the West has got mustard seed. So Adnan, if you have any kind of mustard seed, fennel seed, zira, sabat zira, which is cumin, nigella seed, which is kalonji, just mix it all together. I just want a 1/4 teaspoon. Okay.
I have a few of these.
You can
things.
buy this ready-made. Yes, I saw somebody saying I'm Punjabi and I have
pinch of
passport
each
and
one. Maybe Adnan, put a pinch.
Yeah, so the thing is that just,
seeds.
yeah, but don't put too much of the methi because methi is very, very bitter. Fenugreek seeds, the yellow ones. So when you, traditionally it's supposed to be equal portions, but if you put too much methi, it might be too bitter for you. So I would say, just put a little bit less methi. It's only 1/4 teaspoon. You're just getting all of this together. So while he's creating his bespoke Adnan specialty, handmade, artisan, Pachpuran, very, very exclusive and only available in Adnan's house and nowhere else. I'll explain to you what is the other thing that's going into it. Again, it is haldi, which is turmeric. Now, the thing is that the reason I picked the potato dishes and both of them have turmeric in them is because it is actually, I know it's always very worrying when things become a trend, So Madonna had to do yoga for Indians to start doing yoga again. And, Goras had to go and have turmeric latte for people to look, oh, they're drinking haldi. But for all of us, haldi has always been an antibacterial healing spice. And my mother stressed to know how sick I was when I used to fake it that I'm sick. She said, oh, tell them to make you haldi doodh. So I used to go to school rather than have the haldi doodh because it was so horrible and I hated it. I still hate it. So in India, in Pakistan, and Bangladesh, there's a very big tradition that you give people this spice in hot milk with honey or sugar. If you're lucky, otherwise you get it without it, then you're really unlucky. And it is a punishment because you're sick. So the fact that someone pays £5.50 in Covent Garden and gets a small quantity and drinks it thinking that's there, and I haven't got this one as yet, I think I haven't lived here long enough. It's just been 30 years. But I have not understood why someone would pay money and they're not sick and have haldi and doodh. I haven't got that. Anyway, so haldi goes in there. But it's really good, especially when you're fasting, because of you need to heal the lining of your gut. This is very good for you. It's anti-inflammatory, will help. It's also antibacterial. Because of this kind of long period when you're not eating, your stomach, you need to eat something which has turmeric in it, and it will be very healing. Now, Adnan has disappeared. I don't know where he is, but this is the problem is I can't tip them because they're just going to come out. So I'm going to try and see if I can lower it. This is the mix of chilies and, my God, the garlic is so small. Garlic. So it's a chili and garlic kind of
paste. Is that
paste.
raw chili or red chili or green chili for audience members?
It's both. For me, I've put both. And a bit of tomato puree. So the color is not chilies, huh? Please don't worry about that. It's tomato puree. So just tomato puree, chilies, and garlic. And I made it into a paste. Now, the reason I made it into a paste and kept it is very convenient when you're cooking last minute, like everybody who is cooking here is. Because you don't want to be sitting and making pastes and garlic things last minute. So then you, again, have the same potatoes. If you have managed to rescue the potatoes, I hope you have. Your aloo should be there. And shall I explain how to heat it in the oil, or am I going too fast?
I'm still here. I can hear you. So I've got potatoes. I've got the mixture of seeds with me now as well. So I'm going to cut the potato up.
Yeah.
In small chunks again. And then once I've done that in about 2 minutes, I'm ready to go.
Okay, fine. So the thing is that having the boiled potatoes is a huge advantage. So there are, I'm very happy to share the other two recipes, which I didn't share here, because I just thought that trying to cook four potato recipes might just be a bit overambitious. And so we are doing really well with these two. And I think this is really what is realistic when it comes to the timing. It's not to do with Adnan's skill. I think most people, even chefs, would struggle, to cook 4 things in 20 minutes, half an hour. So, but I wanted to share the recipes for you because you get the aloo. The other thing is that, talking about waste and environment, which is, what Maria was saying is aloo, the potatoes is one thing that will not go off, because everyone tends to go and buy stuff when they're hungry and buy big bags of vegetables, which they end up throwing. The advantage with potatoes is that you can actually, with these recipes, I've shown you how to make small quantities, and your potatoes should not go off. and you get to eat it over 2 days or 3 days. And leftover potatoes for Sahari or Suhoor, just put them in 2 slices of bread as a toasty, carbs on carbs, brilliant way to start off your roza for the day. So, if you have any leftovers potatoes, even if it's a small amount, you can even put them in an omelette, reuse them and eat them in the morning if you do wake up in the morning and eat it, or even just before you sleep. And it's a way of kind of using up everything that you have in the house that you cooked. And instead of just leaving it around and forgetting about it and finding it 5 days later with mold on it and you throw it, it's very wasteful. Don't cook things and then throw them away. Cook things.
Sorry,
and
Asma,
yeah.
Can I just ask you a quick question? We have a question from somebody cooking. In the bowl, you want tomato puree, green chili paste, and red chili?
Red chilies if you can. If you want to have red chilies.
The whole ones or the powder?
Chili powder is fine. Chili powder is fine.
Okay. Thank you so
much. Chili
much.
powder is fine. And garlic.
And this is what you need your garlic for.
Yeah, you don't need ginger in this one. You need garlic in that. You need a ginger.
So no ginger, but garlic.
Yeah. But if you have ended up using up your ginger, your garlic in the other one, and you only have ginger, it's fine. Use the ginger. But really, for this one, you don't need the ginger. You only need garlic.
Thank you, Asma. I'll pass the message on. Faiza, hopefully that's helpful.
So now, Adnan, can I start talking about how the oil is heating and you're putting this in the oil or not yet?
Yeah, so I'm ready to go. What should I do next? So should I start the oil and then put the seeds inside?
Yeah, so So you put 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, the big oil bottle you showed me, that one, 2 tablespoons of the big spoon, 2 big spoons. Yeah, and then one quarter a teaspoon, just a pinch, otherwise it might be easier to figure out. Just a kind of nice pinch of the mix of seeds that you've made. If you have pachfuran, of course, obviously use the pachfuran. And it should make, unfortunately I can't hear you, it should make a sizzling pop, pop, pop noise. Wait for that. Otherwise your masala is not cooked. You want the mustard seed to pop. It is very important because that's when you know that actually all the oils and the flavors have infused into the oil. Because if you now add the mixture of the tomato puree, which is going to go next, the tomato puree, the garlic and the chilies, it will obviously add moisture and that it will no longer infuse. Okay. So wait for it to pop, but don't wait for it to burn. Okay. So the moment you hear the popping noise, you just add in this paste that you have. You have this paste, right? Tomato puree, garlic, and chilies. Yeah. So then you just add this in. Okay. You add a little bit of the haldi. Okay, Hasan, what are you doing?
I'm waiting for the oil to heat up a little bit, and then I'm going to put the seeds in. So,
okay, yeah, fine. So wait for the oil to heat up, and it is actually quite important that the oil should be hot, because what happens then is that when you put in seeds this small, it just gets soggy and it will not pop. And then by the time it pops, actually it will burn because it has been sitting and absorbing this, the oil. So yeah.
Any particular type of oil you'd recommend?
Any kind of vegetable oil.
And the
any kind of vegetable oil is good.
Any vegetable oil. And what about how long do potatoes last in the fridge when they're boiled? That's the other question.
2 days. 2 days. The main thing is don't put a wet spoon in there. Don't put a wet spoon in there. And so put in the aloo once your thing pop, and then you put in the aloo after you put in the tomato puree and the garlic and chili paste. He's become very quiet. Are you okay?
Yeah, we'll get organized.
Has your oil heated? Yeah. Okay. So presuming that everything is going brilliantly with Adnan, that the oil is heated, he has put in the pachfuran, it has popped, and he's now put in the other paste, which is the tomato paste, garlic and chilies. And Adnan, if you're not quite there, don't worry, you're going to get there, okay? And then put in the aloo. Where are you right now?
So the seeds are in and they're not popping yet. I'll wait for them to pop.
Yeah, wait for them to pop. because this is quite important that they pop. And all of this is really good for you, especially the fenugreek. Fenugreek has been used in Ayurveda. It is something that helps regulate your blood sugar. In Ramadan, if you can have things that have got methi in them, fenugreek seed, not methi as in the that looks like a spinach, aloo methi, not that yellow. This seed has got incredible. It actually stimulates the spleen and helps you regulate your sugar control. So it's a really, really good seed to have, but it's very bitter. So this kind of an aloo dish, because potato is so, potato is so good, the fact that there's a little bit of bitterness in something, if you don't like bitter stuff, it's still okay. Bengalis, there are a lot of different kind of regions where they do like, even Punjabis, the huge Karela eaters. So there's a regionality in people eating bitter food, but the seed in this is really, really good. And it is extremely healthy for you. If you can have this in some of your dishes in Ramadan, it helps you have that huge, rise in sugar and then that tip, because that's what gives you the headache. Once you eat, late at night, you have this massive headache. And that's because of your sugar fluctuation. You cook something with methi seeds in it, it will really help you. Adnan, has it popped?
Yeah, they're popping now. So I'm going to put everything else in now.
Yeah, put everything in. Put the paste in, and then put in the aloo. And I can hear them.
Sorry, should you crush the methi seeds or put them in whole for those who are here?
Whole. These are all whole seeds. These are all whole seeds. So
when you're cooking at home,
this is why you need them to pop. And you can buy the pachfuran. You can even buy it in Tesco now. You can buy it anywhere. But otherwise, you can just make it. Just put things together, and you can make it. There are 5 seeds. You can Google the actual, what the ingredients are. I've said it verbally a couple of times, but you can just check them out. And that is basically the aloo dum that he will be making and is close to finishing off. And so these are 2 dishes that have been made with potatoes that have been boiled. And Adnan,
yep,
you need to mix it and stir it to make sure that it's even, and put in some salt.
How much salt?
Yeah, 3/4 teaspoon.
How much?
3/4 teaspoon.
3/4 teaspoon.
But not that big spoon, huh? Not that big spoon. Half that spoon. The spoon you showed me that is your salt spoon, put half. My mother, when I ask her how to cook, she says, put 1 cup. And I say, how's the size of the cup? She says, my orange cup. How am I to know the size of an orange cup? And Ammu will say, put 1 cup of dahi. I'm like, how are you teaching me like this? 1 cup of my orange cup, and I'm writing a cookbook. So I can't say add 1 cup of my mother's orange tea cup. That is on her windowsill. So I have still not been able to figure out. I said, what does it look like? She can't figure out at all. She's just telling me she's telling me it's this much water. Or yogurt. Yeah, so I know this is a very mother thing, They have that strange things, In that blue pan, put this, blue pan. I have no clue what a blue pan is. So yeah, it's incredible that any of us can cook, actually. Considering that the instructions that we have got and how it is passed on from generation to generation, I'd love to know. That people have told you orange cup and blue cup and 1 bit of this, and there's a random undefined size of spoon in Adnan's house. That's not a tablespoon, that's not a teaspoon, it's some kind of dessert spoon. It's a random chammach that is being used. Imagine now Adnan will try and, inshallah, in future teach his child and say 1 spoon. He will know what spoon he's talking about, but his child is going to have no idea, because he has no idea what that spoon is going to look like.
At this point, I'm just putting everything that goes on.
Okay, so
what heat should be Asma? What heat? Can you tell Adnan what temperature?
What temperature for what?
The oil, the heat for the pan, should it still be high?
So once it's high and you stir it, then you need to lower it. You can cover it for a bit, maybe just 5 minutes. So the other one is covered for 10 minutes and this one only for 5 minutes. So the point of these 2 recipes was that you should end up having both of them ready at the same time, because this one will take less time to cook. Takes less time to cook because it doesn't have onions in it. The other one needed longer time because it has onions. This one has got no onion in it. So there's no cooking down of onions. Onions that have not been cooked don't taste nice. So this is why the other one that I hope is still cooking, huh? You haven't taken it off, right?
It's on low heat though, low heat.
Yeah. It's on low heat. Give it a stir. Give it a stir, put the lid back on. Okay. Farah, are you okay?
I'm good, Asma. I'm looking through the comments. Sarah's like, my mom says just a bit of salt. And I'm like, what's a bit? I always go to my big sister. So my big sister always translates all my mom's recipes. So she's like pretty much as good a cook as my mom is. If I want to cook something, my mom will say, oh, use a cup of this. So then I ask my big sister and then, like, you know, she'll sort the measurements out a little bit. And it's interesting what you said about haldi. My dad said when he was a child, his grandma, his mother used to mix a paste and put it on any injury that they had as well.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it is all our burns in the kitchen. We use a haldi paste. It completely heals and it doesn't blister the skin.
Even now?
Yes, and the thing is that, you know, we had a lot of, when I was in Kingley Court, you know, there's a whole range of restaurants around.
Yes.
When we told people about this, many people did come when they got burnt to us to make a haldi paste for their skin because they couldn't believe that actually it was burnt with fire and we didn't blister. And
a wet paste with just water, or is it
just water, just water and a thick paste, and you put it on it. It is an incredibly powerful, you know, it's a powerful spice. And in Bengal, we're very lucky because we can grow it fresh. So you grate it, and you know, many of us, this, you know, we have this ceremony before our wedding, the haldi ceremony. This kind of haldi is always linked to purification and cleaning. In Bengal, every fish dish will have haldi, which is turmeric, rubbed on it before you cook it, so that all this, any bacteria on the skin of the fish gets killed. For 10 minutes, every Bengali housewife will rub the turmeric paste with a bit of salt on top of the fish, prawn, lobster, whatever it is, and leave it in there, and not take so all the water that drains out is left, and just that prawn or the fish is picked up and then fried.
So
it is very powerful. Where everyone, I've seen people asking, where is Adnan? Adnan,
where are you?
I'm back.
Are you back? He's got a wooden spoon.
He's got a wooden spoon. Show me a spoon again. Okay, fine. I can see what he's trying to show me. Okay, so has the moisture all kind of, is it become like a kind of glossy thing? The first one, does it look glossy?
Oh yeah, the first one I think is done. It's nice and glossy.
Yeah, it would be done. It would be done. The second one still needs to be stirred, and as none of them have allergens, you can use the same spoon for both. It's fine.
Okay.
You can give it a stir.
Asma, I have a question for you from Hawazin. Are you right to bring Hawazin on very briefly? Hawazin, do you want to ask yourself?
Yes. Just wondering, you know, for the onions, you said something nice about onions just before. What's the best way to cook them? Like fried with vegetable oil? Usually we use olive oil in, you know, Oriental, like in the Maghreb, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, kind of things. Are you guys using like more any other kind of vegetable oil, for example, for onions?
The thing is that this is a very regional thing, you know. So in the Mediterranean, people use olive oil. I mean, for us, you know, we don't have olive. So the traditional cooking that we have, even in a place like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, it is really regional. So in Bangladesh, you have a lot of people using mustard oil because we don't have, you know, they have mustard, and we don't have access, you know, to coconut oil. I think that's because, you know, people are just too lazy, can't be bothered to get coconut oil. But in South India, they use a little more coconut oil. And so, you know, groundnut oil is used in areas. So actually, oil is a very, very regional thing. The way you cook something and the oil you use is to do with the region where you grew up from and where your mother was from or your father and the oils they used. So for us to use olive oil is a very unusual thing because it's something that you don't have traditionally. Of course, now we have access to all the oils.
Yeah.
But the reason why I say do not use olive oil is because the onions that you're cooking, you're going to add spices to it. This will clash with olive oil because olive oil has a distinct flavor, an undertone, which the onions will take on. And then it will no longer be able to have that same absorption of the spice. So this is why it is always better to use a neutral oil, sunflower oil, rapeseed oil, a neutral oil, groundnut oil. If a lot of people avoid it because of peanut allergies, but use a neutral oil because this will allow the onions then, when they are fried, to take on, so when I add the turmeric on the onions or I add the pachforan, the flavors are taken by the oil. But if the oil itself has a flavor, there is a clash. So this is why you don't use flavored oil.
Okay, great. I never thought about this. Okay, we'll try to use the vegetable oil that you said. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. How's it going, Adnan?
Okay, I think we're done.
Brilliant. No, I think it's well done, Adnan. It's been amazing and you've done a great job, and well done to your grandfather as well. Brilliant potato chopping on the back. And
you show us?
That's the other one, the first one.
Yeah,
that looks yummy.
Where's the other one?
This one's a little bit messy.
What happened to the tomato paste? Because it looks really dry. Is that how it, or not, Asma?
I think he's just dried it out a bit, but it's fine. It'll taste okay.
You need more tomato paste.
Did you add water to that one as well? You should have added water to that one, or not, Asma?
He should have, but it's fine. It'll taste okay. It'll taste a bit crispy. It should have been more soft, but it's, in the end, potatoes will always taste nice. Soft or crispy or anything, they're very forgiving. Yeah.
We like potatoes.
Yeah. It'll taste good and you will enjoy it. Potatoes you can never go wrong with.
Asma, I'm conscious of the time because we have about 8 minutes until Maghrib Adhan, because I know you had some really interesting thoughts on, things to eat and slow release carbs and pacing your liquid intake and the politics of food. Like, we've got about 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, I'll be very quick. Yes.
Share that with us, because that would be amazing, I think, for the audience to have the benefit of your knowledge.
So the thing is that it is incredibly hard for those who, I have huge respect for those who are fasting. The hours are very long. You do need to plan your food. It's not because, I'm being completely crazy by planning your food. Plan your food, because it is so important that when you do break your fast, you have a balanced diet at that point. It's okay if you want to have the donut and you want to break it with 5 jalebis, but that's only one day. You can't do this to yourself every day because it's 1 month. You need to be able to have slow releasing carbs, and basmati is very good. Basmati rice, washed very well, cooked very well. Do have rice, do have bread, do have wholemeal bread, and also have salads. And it is the protein that you have should be a protein that has lower fat. So I know a lot of people love to eat lamb and a lot of meat, but there are other sources of protein which are very healthy as well, which you could think of eating. Because the thing is that the tendency is, in a lot of families is that, iftar becomes biryani and kebab. And, depending on the kind of culture you come from, this becomes your kind of tradition. And you can break that tradition. It's, go in for healthier foods and don't have desserts, have fruits. Fruits will also give you fiber. Fiber is critical because that will stop you from feeling bloated and feeling a bit uncomfortable. Have fiber, have liquid, have a little bit of water throughout. Do not have tea and coffee after a certain time, because otherwise you'll be up the whole night.
What about decaf tea and coffee, Asma?
If I want to have tea, I want to have tea. I don't want to have water. So I don't do decaf. But then that's me.
I agree.
So I have to sometimes have decaf because, too much caffeine doesn't always agree with me, which is really sad. But I found some really lovely decaf teas. Like, I'm not sure I should mention brands here, but there's some very nice brands of decaf tea.
It's okay. You enjoy it. Mubarak to you. But I don't want to have
my second or third cup of tea. The first one's got to be a proper African tea.
First one has to be proper. Even the second one can be proper. But after that, completely stop the caffeine, because it's really damaging. Chocolates as well. You've got to just heal, because you have to prepare your body for the next day's fast. It's not, everybody it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. that is very important. When you're planning and eating for iftari, remember that the next day you've got to pick it up and you've got to keep going and keep going. So be kind to your body and give that body some healing space by not overloading it with sugar.
Am I ready to start cooking at your restaurant now, or a bit more training still?
Is he ready for MasterChef?
Yeah, you're great. I'm very impressed, Adnan, and you did really well. And also, I think, mashallah, you're very good-natured and you're very sweet. And to put yourself through this a second time after the slightly exciting and difficult time we had the last time, this time was very smooth. And I think that you are getting better and better. And inshallah, next, you won't even need me next time. You can run this on your own. You can do one event.
How did you find it? How did you find it, Adnan? Do you want to share with Asma how you found it? Because we've seen the final product, but would you do?
You can't see the glisten on my head right now. There's the sweat, but it was honestly, like, it helped a lot when you're going through things really slowly. So I'm actually more excited to try it at your restaurant. I think it's going to taste a difference, what it actually is supposed to taste like versus what I cook. But I think it's one of those really good foods that you can just cook quite quickly if you do it well. And it's potato. How can you not like potato?
I agree. Asma, before we finish, as we've got 3 minutes left, but before it's on time, what final thoughts would you like to share? Because I'd also be really interested about, just to let everyone know about, a little bit about the politics of food, where we have a couple more minutes. Do you have time to do that, like a super summary? Or I think that would just be really, really interesting for our viewers.
I feel that, as for Muslims around the world, this not eating and not drinking, not even water becomes, the kind of thing that people only talk about in Ramadan. It should also be about sabr and patience, and also about humanity and thinking of other people, because, everyone who's fasting, your fast is going to end at sunset. But there are many families where their fast doesn't end at sunset. The hunger and thirst is relentless. The fact that they may not have, clean water, that there is not food enough for the children. I know that this is a time when people give a lot of charity, but we can also think of long term. What are the things that we can contribute, just even by changes in our own lifestyle, so that it is the problem. Hunger is also a problem of distribution and politics. Make sure you vote, make sure you're vocal, get involved, because this is how you can make a difference. Because this is not about the food on your table. It's about those tables where there is no food. And you have a voice, you have the power, you can vote. They can't, but you can advocate on their behalf. Food is really a weapon for actually discriminating against a lot of people. And you should not just take it as your right. It is not your right to take the food. It is not your right. You know this, for those who are fasting, that time that you have not eaten, this is completely something, this is someone's life. Their whole life is about hunger, deprivation, and waiting and anxiety of how they will eat. It's very humbling. And I think that it's important just to reflect on the fact that what you're going through is what millions of people are going through every day. And there is no respite. That's all I had to say.
Thank you so much, Asma. Thank you so much. Thank you again for those who don't know, Asma Khan from Darjeeling Express and Maria from Islamic Relief, for this engaging and inspiring event. It's been so much fun. It's been such a pleasure to have you with us today. And in the last few minutes before Adhan, I just want to say thank you again to our media partner, Islam Channel, and the Arts Council UK for making this event possible. And please, please, please do not forget to get your own exciting My Open Iftar facts and check out all our work at RamadanTechProject.com. And also just read more about how we're fighting world hunger. As Asma said, it's not for Ramadan, it's for some people, it's an everyday situation. So check this out, please, at Islamic Relief, iruk.co/RTP. And you can also support us at Launch Good. So thank you again. As you can see here, you can donate here, launchgood.com/RTP 2021. And I think we're now ready for Adhan. And we'll see you on the other end for a final thank you and salam.
اللهم إني لك صمت وبك آمنت وعلى رزقك أفطرت ذهب الظمأ وابتلت العروق وثبت الأجر إن شاء الله.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته إنك لا تخلف الميعاد.
So, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you so much today. It's been an absolute pleasure. And Adnan, our two superstars today, Adnan and Asma, you've been awesome. Adnan, anything you'd like to add before we sign off? And Asma, any last points for our viewers from our two superstars? You have to unmute yourself first. Hold on, let me unmute you.
Okay, is that better?
Well, Adnan, well done, well done. I'm very, very proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
I think he's just switched off. Asma, thank you so much. We just love having you on. And like Adnan said, I cannot wait to eat at Darjeeling. It's been an absolute pleasure. Adnan, are you back?
I'm back. I'm using 2 different accounts. I just want to say, Asma, it's been an absolute pleasure again. And inshallah, next year again. But I just want to say, my granddad's still the best cook in the house. So I haven't gained anything today. Aside from that, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for everyone else joining us today as well. I just read through the comments. So much support. It makes me feel better. I'm looking forward to doing my Iftar now as well.
Everyone is Team Adnan. Everyone was Team Adnan. Well done.
There's loads of seeds left over if anyone wants any.
Thank you. And for those who are joining us tomorrow, please join us tomorrow. We'll continue the cooking theme with the guys at Disham. And Asma, we hope you join us again, and all the best. And
thank you. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Bye-bye.